Hello everyone, I welcome you all on my YouTube channel, the UPSC TV by RS, and here myself Rahul, and let's get started with the Hindu analysis dated 6th of August 2020, and today we are going to cover the Hindu newspaper for your public administration optional. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and on this YouTube channel only we are going to cover the daily news analysis for the Hindu for PubEd optional. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and let's get started with the Hindu dated 6th of August 2020. So if you just scroll down over here, the most important news article that you have to read for your the Hindu newspaper is available on the editorial page. And if you want to get the videos of July month, you can basically go to the playlist section. There are videos, around 20 plus videos are there. You can watch those videos, and available, and magazine is also available on my profile. So the link for the magazine is given in the description box. You can download the magazine from there. The public administration current affair magazine is available, which is a kind of novel initiative insofar as the PubEd optional is concerned. तो अभी तक कोई ऐसी magazine market में नहीं है, so I have launched this thing for you guys. You can download it. Okay, so here the important news article is this only: taking nuclear vulnerabilities seriously. This is the article that you should read when it comes to public administration optional. Why this article is important? The reason being, if you read your syllabus of public administration paper 2, in paper 2 you will get the 14th unit, and in the 14th unit you will get the significant issues in Indian administration, and there you will get the disaster management and other aspects there, because these are the part of your administration itself. Okay, so that's why you can just read it. And apart from that, why we are discussing it, you might ask me that why you are discussing disaster management. If you look at the previous year questions, UPSC has even asked the Bhopal gas tragedy question as well. Okay, so I hope you are getting. So UPSC has asked the question, it is given in the syllabus. Syllabus plus PYQ is something that I am referring when it comes to the coverage of any topic. Okay, so let's cover this thing. So basically here writer is talking about the background of you can say this nuclear disaster. The reason being that we are discussing this article for 6th August, and 6th August was the day when Hiroshima incident happened in Japan when it comes to the World War II. Okay, so that's why writer is discussing this thing in the backdrop of Hiroshima and Nagasaki event of 6th August 1945 and 9th August 1945 respectively, when this nuclear attack was took place. Okay, so these are the things, and here writer is talking about the present scenario. So over here if you just scroll down, if you just read out this particular aspect, so here let me bring my tools and all. Okay, so here writer is basically talking about the present scenario. Over 1,26,000 nuclear weapons have been built after this 1945, after the World War II, and over 2,000 of them have been tested have been used in the nuclear test, etc. So these are the scenarios when it comes to the, you can say, status of the nuclear weapons and all. And then writer is talking about the vulnerabilities. There are 3 vulnerabilities that are being highlighted over here. So you have to read these vulnerability. The first one is the problem of deterrence. Okay, problem of deterrence is there. So you might listen, you might, if you just understand this thing, here writer is saying that deterrence enthusiast people will say that nuclearization and all those things, if you have the nuclear weapon, it will create a deterrence against another nation, कि लोग डर के रहेंगे. But the thing is that it is creating the vulnerability. This is the problem, and this is the ultimate thing that you should keep in your mind. Apart from that, if you just read out other aspects as well in this article only, you will find this thing that the second aspect is your illusion of control. So people have this illusion that they are able to control, they would be able to control the nuclear weapons and all. So this is also the problem, because you don't know that who is going to use it and all those things. And the third thing is the problem of, you can say, the problem when it comes to when it comes to the, you can say, the control, the speed, accuracy and other things, you cannot control once it has been launched. So these are the problems. And apart from that, the you can talk about in the third problem only, that when it comes to nuclear weapon, and you cannot control it, okay, and there is no, you can say, for example, if you fire bullet, okay, so then the bullet has a particular direction and it will not hurt you. But when it comes to nuclear weapon, it might hurt you as well, it will hurt the opponent as well, and all these things are there. So if you just read the background of our thinker called H.K. Drawer, he was also talking about the different kind of control, okay. So meta control was something that was missing. So different kind of control over knowledge, three kind of knowledge is there: knowledge to control this, knowledge to control that, knowledge to control something else. So three controls are there. So these things are, you can say, there, and you can just read out these things. So this is a very, you can say, a very brief article with respect to this you can say, this entire issue. So in this backdrop, what we are going to do, we are going to link this article with the article or with the current affair of August 2019. Okay, in August 2019 there was the statement from our defense minister, honorable defense minister, that India might use the nuclear weapon first. Okay, so it was against the, you can say, new no first use policy. So we are going to cover that also, because that thing also becomes important for this year mains examination, because UPSC might ask this question under the significant issue only, because this is something that is related to your disaster management, and it is related to your, you can say, this scenario of you can say, disaster and something like that. So UPSC might mold the question, they might mold the current affair of this India's nuclear doctrine with the disaster management and all. Okay, so in this backdrop, let us try and understand, let's cover this thing. So here you should be thorough about the India's nuclear doctrine. So here I am referring to the Ministry of External Affairs, this article, one second guys. Okay, so here if you just read this article, Cabinet Committee on Security reviews the India's nuclear doctrine. Okay, so here if you just read out the India's nuclear doctrine, you will find that on 4th January 2003, this was the update from the Cabinet Committee on Security. So they review this thing. So doctrine, here you can see India's nuclear doctrine can be summarized. You can use these things in your answer writing. India's nuclear doctrine can be summarized as follows. First of all, building and maintaining a credible minimum deterrent, CMD. Okay, credible minimum deterrent. So India is building and maintaining this thing. So you can use this thing in your public administration, paper 2 under significant issues in Indian administration. While talking about disaster management, you can use these kind of fodder material, that India's policy, India's nuclear doctrine, basically it starts from maintaining the credible deterrent. Apart from that, a posture of no first use nuclear weapon will only be used in the retaliation and against a nuclear attack on Indian territory or on Indian forces anywhere. So no first use policy is something that is being highlighted over here. Apart from that, nuclear retaliation to a first strike will be massive. Okay, so after when it comes, first of all, India will retaliate only. India will not do this thing you can say in the first go. Apart from that, when India will do this thing as a, you can say, retaliation, that retaliation will be massive and designed to inflict unacceptable damage. Okay, so this is something that is a kind of warning, you can see. Apart from that, nuclear retaliatory attack can only be authorized by the civil political leadership. Okay, so civilian political leadership will determine. Okay, so you can just understand that you can say the army, navy, air force, they cannot do this thing. Civilian political leadership, because we are ultimately democracy through the nuclear command authority. Okay, so through nuclear command authority, political leadership will determine whether nuclear retaliation is, you can say, is the need of the hour or not. Apart from that, non-use against the non-nuclear weapon state. Okay, so non-use of nuclear weapon against non-nuclear weapon state. So basically India will not use it against the states which do not have which do not possess this nuclear weapon. Okay, so this is the another thing. Apart from that, however, in event of major attack against India, Indian forces anywhere by biological or chemical weapons, India will retaliate this thing. Okay, so this is the another thing, that biological and chemical weapons, India, when it comes to biological and chemical weapons, if they are being used against India, then also India will retain the option of retaliating with nuclear weapons. Okay, so here you can say nuclear weapon is something, because no first use policy, no first basically means no first use of nuclear weapon. So that's why in order to clarify that thing, okay, that okay, no first use policy is there, but that no first use policy against nuclear weapon, it is already there, but when it comes to biological or chemical weapon, then also we can use nuclear weapon, because biological chemical weapons, biological chemical, these are the things that are the you can say that are the things of future. Okay, biological weapon. Okay, so these are the things that are, you can say, more advanced. So in that also we have reserved our option to use the nuclear weapon only. Apart from that, otherwise people will say that why you are using, and also clarify kar diya usi mein. Okay, apart from that, a continuance of strict control on export of nuclear and missile related material and technologies, participation in the fissile material cutoff, okay, FMC, fissile material cutoff treaty negotiation. So remember this fissile material, and you can quote this thing as well, and continued observance of the moratorium on the nuclear test. So here you can just understand that India is basically saying this thing, that we are going to you can say prevent all these things, all these kind of things. There would be the continuation when it comes to the participation in FMCT negotiation. FMCT is nothing but the this fissile material cutoff treaty negotiation, moratorium on testing, and strict, you can say, control over the export, etc. Okay, so for example, nuclear supplier group, that also prevent these kind of things. So you can just understand this thing. Apart from that, continued commitment to the goal of nuclear weapon free world through global verifiable and non-discriminatory nuclear you can say disarmament. Okay, so these are the things that you should keep in your mind when it comes to your nuclear, you can say, nuclear doctrine of India. Apart from that, one more thing, the last thing that I would like to highlight over here in this particular article is the, you can say, current affair of no first use policy. UPSC might ask this question because of the background, no first use policy. I am unable to write today, I don't know what is happening over here. Okay, so in this policy, if you just read out this thing, I am going to provide this thing in favor, arguments in favor, that okay, India is going to arguments in favor of no first use policy, arguments against no first use policy. Okay, so you should read these things. First of all, when it comes to argument in favor of no first use policy, so it may lead to arm race. Okay, when it comes to no first use policy, it will lead to armed race. So this is something that you should keep in your mind. So you should read these things. I am unable to write, so today I am just stopping it over here. So I hope you will cover this thing as the homework part. Okay, so sorry for this particular thing, I am unable to write over here. I don't know what is happening with that instrument. Okay, so sorry guys for this inconvenience. I will cover this thing in the magazine, or I will cover this thing someday, you can say in the future only. Okay, so kindly pardon me for this particular mistake. I am unable to write over here. This is it for the day. Thank you so much. And the analysis of 7th August 2020 will not be there, because on 7th August there was no article. So tomorrow on 9th August we will cover the Hindu analysis of 8th August if articles would be there. Okay, so this is it for the day. Thank you so much and have a nice day. I hope you are liking the analysis, liking the way I am dealing with the things, I'm trying my level best to cover the things by taking the clue from your previous year questions as well as the syllabus of UPSC CSE. This is it for the day. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care.